Hello and welcome to the Marine Channel. I've got a very special boat for you today. Just take a look at that view. Looking back from the bow, how cool does that look? So this is a Brabus 1200 XC Black Ops Signature Edition, and I'm going to do a full walkthrough for you. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now the clue's on the title, obviously. 1200, that's the power this boat has got, but we'll talk about the engines a little bit later on. Let's just start here in the bow area. So ahead of the wheelhouse area, we've got this massive quilted sun pad area, and then down here we've got a lounging area with a couple of cup holders. I've just bordered it on the bow there. Again, some more seating. Look at the speakers around here. This is a party boat. You'll see those appearing quite regularly as we wander around. And the Black Ops edition, you see all this use of sort of black, sort of powder coated railing around the boat. This really is a very stealthy boat. Up there on the roof, we've got some LED lighting, and we've also got a couple of paddle boards on the sort of action roof rack system that this boat's got. We're going to move down the side, and we'll go to the stern because that's where the big kind of story is on this boat. Oh, a couple of other things actually. First time we've seen on these Brabuses, these drop down side balconies. We've got them either side. Lovely area to just sit and dangle your legs over. And a nice simple mechanical system. You can see there it's just held with sort of cords. So it's a simple process just lifting that up and locking it off. So nothing technical that can kind of go wrong. But look at this. V10 400 horsepower triple engines. Now this will endow this boat with a top speed. I'm going to give it to you in kilometers per hour only because it's an amazing number. I know we normally talk about knots or miles per hour. This will do 103 kilometers per hour. That translates into, let me just check my bit of paper here because I'm not very good at doing the maths. Something like 55 knots from memory, which is pretty impressive on a 45-foot boat. I could just stand and look at these forever. I'd like to start them up actually, but interestingly, this boat literally has arrived, well, it arrived yesterday, and it's gone into the water for the very first time today. So we are the first people aboard getting a walk around video. After we've got, again, this lovely, great big sunbathing area, and lots of glazing. We'll see the benefit of that when we step inside the boat in a minute. Just down here, I think this is rather neat, very discreet. Lift this up, and we've got a grill area. So a little sink down here, and then over here, press that one, lift that one. Oh, and we've got a big cool box, self-drainer, so cold beers, ice, absolutely perfect. And then obviously when that's not in use, that's not on display, so that's out of the way there. Lovely wide side decks as well. We've got this kind of composite flooring, which is really nice and grippy and slightly soft, and it doesn't get very hot as well, because it's quite a warm day here. Moving across to the port side. So we've got a locker here, big locker, lots and lots of storage for all your lines, fenders, bits and pieces in there. And then what we'll do is we'll move up this side and we'll go into the wheelhouse. So cross cabin they call this design, and it really is quite an impressive space. So we'll go to the helms in a minute, but this is the area that I would imagine most people will spend their time. So we've got a big U-shaped seating area here. This table will unfold for dining, and you might notice down there as well there's a rail on the floor, so you can slide this fore and aft. And you can see also the door that I stepped in, we've got this sliding door. So this one's kind of in the middle position, so I can still get in here comfortably, but I can also access the helm position this side. If I spin around, we can see exactly the same setup over here, but this door has been slid all the way back. Rather nice. Now this is also very clever. So you might be looking and going, well, that seat there's not usable for that table. Well, it's because this whole unit will slide to and fro. And what's the reason for that? Well, I've got a seating area here, sorry, where if we're underway, I can just perch myself there and look forward. If, however, I remove that cushion, let's pop that up on the table for a moment, then under here we've got a sink. So we've actually got some food prep area here as well. And then down here we've got some additional storage just for maps and so forth. And on the ends we've got two big coolers. So this isn't just a helm seating position. So we've got a sink there, we've got storage at the side, and we've got a fridge either end there. So this unit becomes really practical. There's another trick it'll do. You can see this button here. Now it's a bit heavy, so I'll see if I can do it on my own. Probably best to put the camera down, but there we go. No, we're doing it, we're doing it, we're doing it. Okay, and now I've pushed that one forward, you can see how that seat becomes part of the dining area. So really clever design. Let's have a little look up into the roof space area here, and you can see we've got a sliding canvas sunroof which will go all the way back. You just see those paddle boards there that I mentioned from the outside. Another little detail I absolutely love on this boat are these dials, these gauges. So when you're sat back here, you can tell exactly what speed the boat is doing. Reminds me very much of when Mercedes brought out the Maybach. They had these displays in the rear of the car, so the passengers could appreciate the speed the car was travelling at. On the basis that that car was so quiet, you had no idea what speed you were doing. I suspect this boat will be a little bit louder. While we're here, I'm going to show you the aft cabin. So this is described as a 2+2. Well, actually, I'd describe it as a proper 4-berth, because go down a couple of steps here, we've actually got a very decent sort of oversized double bed in here. This one's got obviously hatches here. At the moment we've got sun pads on there, remember for that sun lounger, so if they were removed you'd have good light, and obviously you've got escape hatches there. We've also got a TV, LCD TV, and what I really love is this massive window, because I love the view. It's not out over the sea, it's not out over the islands or the ocean, it's just looking at the 1200 horsepower from those triple V10 engines. I think that's really cool. Just in here, a little kind of heads compartment. You haven't got standing headroom, but if you're overnighting, you've got a sink and you've got somewhere where you can do your ablutions. Perfect for kids, but I think, you know, if I had a friend with one of these and they invited me on board, I'd happily stay down here. Nice private area. So let's move back up. I'm not going to point to everything, but you can see it dotted around the place. We've got lots and lots of storage, which is something you can never have too much of. And you can also see up here these handrails. As you move around the boat, you know, let's remember this is a boat that will really, really shift. You want to be able to grab hold of stuff and feel safe, and it does just that for you. So up to the helm here. So we've got triple helm seats, all rather gorgeous, all with the Brabus stitching on here, and a reminder of how special the boat is that you're sat on. Obviously drop down bolsters. Most of the time I would imagine driving something like this you're going to be stood up, and that's your kind of eye line out over the bow. A couple of very big multi-function displays, and we've got the joystick control system on here. So although they're outboard engines, obviously you can position yourself exactly as you like. And then we've got loads and loads of carbon fibre. So I don't know if you can really appreciate that, but look at that weave on there. And you can see the Brabus name embossed into that, which is rather gorgeous. Up here, it's closed on this one at the moment, but again we've got this sliding canvas roof. So this whole area, if you can imagine, pulling those roofs back, opening those side areas, this is going to be a very airy, light, well ventilated space. But if the weather turns inclement, shut this all up. As I say, this is a cross cabin, so it's a very cosy, safe place to be if the weather closes in. Absolutely fabulous, though, isn't it? Right, down to the master. So again, a couple of steps down. and we've actually got a very, very decent space down here. So this one wouldn't normally be here. This is one of the one of the cushions from the deck. But you can see there a really good sized double. All this sort of Alcantara suede finish is absolutely gorgeous. And of course, we've got what is now becoming kind of familiar. We can open these side kind of wings, and that gives us access up that step onto the bed and out onto the side to move forward. And we've got that configuration on both sides. So again, I'll just press that button. It's a nice simple system. A couple of very powerful gas struts. Get past a certain point and they kind of take care of themselves there. One other little detail I noticed, which I think is really nice, is in here you've actually got a little fridge area. Well, large fridge area. So for your champagne or whatever is your wish. A bit of art here on the wall, rather nice. You're probably wondering how much this boat is. Well, as we are looking at it, this is 1.5 million including tax, 1.5 million euros. Got our switch panel and breakers and all that kind of good stuff in there. Oh, shut the coat in there. So can I do it? Yeah, it's just storage. And then we've got our heads. So master heads in here. This has got standing headroom. So we've got a nice little sink there, nice little loo. It's a wet room design, so we've got our shower up here, mirrors and so forth. But actually quite a nice space, quite a usable space. So there we go. Love this as well. Look at this detail here. As you step down, I'm upside down, I know, but as you step down into your master, you're constantly reminded you're on a Brabus. Not just any boat, a Brabus. 45 foot, 103 kilometers per hour, 1.5 million, including tax. But what a spectacular boat. What a spectacular boat. And I'm absolutely delighted. Thank you very much to the team here for giving us access to it. I'm delighted to think that we are the first people on board this boat in Palma while it's floating. There you go. Let's linger on the Brabus logo, and we'll finish off around the aft. So thank you very much indeed for watching. If you haven't subscribed, why don't you do it now? Very, very simple. If you also click the alert button, which is the little bell icon, it means that every time we release a new video, we'll let you know all about it. So thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell your friends, keep coming back. It's why we do it at the Marine Channel. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.